Hey guys, right, so quite an important video actually for some people. Now, this stems from a few conversations I've had recently, and that is regarding people kind of tallying up their macros and weighing food. Okay, and some people are under the impression that when you're weighing food, whatever, so let's take salmon, for example. A little chunk of salmon, yeah? You put it on the scale, and let's just say, argument's sake, these numbers will be a bit different, but argument's sake, 100 grams of salmon, right? Now, everyone knows that salmon is protein. Now, that 100 grams when you're weighing food does not mean it's 100 grams of protein. It means it's 100 grams of salmon. That 100 grams of salmon now, when you look into the macros of that piece of salmon, has X amount of protein. I'm going to throw numbers out here, probably about 20 grams. X amount of fat. I'll throw some numbers out here, maybe 15 grams. Yeah? Might have some carbohydrates, probably not. But just because you're eating 100 grams of salmon does not mean that you're eating 100 grams of protein. Okay, inside of that has X amount of protein. And I know for some people it sounds silly, like, Fee, why the fuck are you making this video? But that is actually something that's come up a few times. You know, I've had people saying to me that they're eating fucking like 600 grams of protein, and I'm looking at them like, excuse me? Because bear in mind, I eat about 280 grams of protein to about 300 grams of protein based on my size, my weight, and my height. And my activity levels. I know what about 300, so exactly half of what these people are saying, I know exactly what that looks like and what that is like to ingest. So the fact that you're telling me you're eating double that, I'm like, that's fucking insane. Like, what, explain to me. And then basically what it was is they're weighing and they took that as the protein content when that actually wasn't the case. It goes so far. Another example, that was protein. Another example is going to be rice. Yeah, rice. Again, probably butcher these numbers, but look it up. Just Google it, right? So that's salmon, right? Google how much protein in salmon. It will have an option for 100 grams, and then you can see how much of that is protein. Rice. Again, I'm going to butcher these numbers. Google it to get the actual numbers. And if I actually get it right, let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to pat myself on the back. 100 grams of white rice will give you not 100 grams of carbohydrates. It will give you about 20 grams of carbohydrates. Okay? So with that on board now, if you have a macro cap, let's call it, of 100 grams of carbohydrates, then rice would be quite nice. Rice would be quite nice. Now, we're not going to get into the glycemic index and all that kind of stuff, because that is quite murky, because, you know, it depends on what you're eating it with. Very few people eat just white rice on its own, because then it will spike the insulin at a certain level, etc, etc, etc. We're not getting into that. But the purpose of this video is trying to explain to you that when you're weighing food, the actual weight of the food does not equate to that macronutrient. So if you're weighing 100 grams of rice, because rice is carbohydrates, it does not mean you're eating 100 grams of carbs. That rice, again, has certain amount of carbohydrates. It may have certain amount of fat, may have certain amount of protein. Then you would have all your vitamins and minerals and all that kind of stuff in there. So be aware, guys, when you're weighing your food, because if you fuck that up, then, you know, your results are going to be different. Okay? So be aware. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Remember, the food weight does not equate to its macros. Okay? Train hard, keep alive, and get that dirty pump.